This week, I'm on a staycation, i.e., I'm staying with friends and family, in lieu of a vacation trip. The last few nights I'd been at my mom's. Since my brother and I left the nest about a decade ago, she has turned our rooms into guest rooms. Thus, staying here basically feels like a free bed and breakfast, lunch, and dinner of my mom's scrum-diddly-umptious Chinese home cooking. And no, we do not have General's House chicken or the number 19 for dinner every night or on any night. She had probably gotten used to the feeling that the entire house is her domain, as is her right, which also means that she has gotten used to not knocking before opening closed doors. My mom and I are close, and I usually tell her about my new relationship so long as they're at least somewhat one of them Orientals. But the times I've had white, Latina, or Middle Eastern girlfriends, we broke up before she ever found out, or I had no other choice but to reveal it, like bringing the GF to a family wedding or my grad school graduation. I've been dating a girl for exactly 3 months, but I haven't told my mother about her. Why? Because she's white, or as my mom would say in Cantonese slang, Cyael. My mom, being an Asian mother, judges my GFs just as much as she judges me. Why no doctor degree, Death Star? Why no Harvard? Sorry, a JD will have to do, mama. The girl I'm dating is in summer school so that she can finish a semester early in the state university in our city. Going to a state school, unless it's Berkeley or UCLA, is frowned upon by my mom. Me? I don't care. So long as she's not the type to not know the difference between there and there. So the combination of Cyael, a state school student, and a girl about 9 years younger than I am, is not exactly my mom's dream. 9 years? Thus, my mom thinks I'm single and has zero reason to believe that I'd have a girl over at her house, daytime or otherwise. This is crucial, since maybe she would have been more cautious about opening closed doors, but that's for later. Much later, apparently. Anyway, mom works 7 to 4 p.m. I invite, let's call her Erin, over for lunch. I cook her the number 6 since it's a specialish occasion, 3-month anniversary. She had class from 8 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. and I went to bed around 3 a.m. last night writing the next great American novel, Faster Than the Speed of Love, Part 2, jackass, since I had no time during work to write. In other words, we were both pretty tired by the time lunch was over. We nonetheless head back to my guest room and fool around for a bit. Erin's on her rag, which I usually wouldn't mind for sexy time, but Erin's not at that stage yet. So there was a lot of necking and dry humping, and it eventually led to some me time, i.e., I got a deep tongue beach. Get it? Because I'm Asian and can't hit her throat? Error. LOL. Being male, having just finished eating, and having just getting my nut sucked through my urethra with her continuing to hoover it after I finished, which is part torture and part ecstasy. You guys know that feeling. I essentially got instantly paralyzed. We were both so tired that she left her top off, and my shorts were around my ankles. We snuggled and kissed. Yes, it's just my own jizz. Show your girl some love and respect. The bed is feng shuied in such a way that the head-to-toe direction goes from wall to the door. So when you look through the door, you see the bed lengthwise, beginning with the foot of the bed. Once again, my mom works 7 to 4. We finished around 2 p.m. The plan was to have Erin leave before 4 p.m., i.e., before my mom gets home. As a 31-year-old, it's embarrassing. I know. But we were gassed, flat out tired, so tired that we were both half-clothed and more critically, we passed the F out within minutes. I figured a 20-minute nap wouldn't hurt. We might even get to watch a Game of Thrones episode together before she leaves. But this was no ordinary nap. This was not a power nap, but a powerful nap. It's the Rip Van Winkle type of nap that makes you feel like you just woke out of a coma and you have no idea what time of day it is. Next thing Erin and I know, the door opens slowly with a slightly declarative, "Death Star?" before fully opening. No knock, nothing. As I hear my name, I instantly realize what had just happened. We napped for over 2 hours, and my mom's home. This is summer, which meant that we were fooling around and sleeping on top of the sheets. No insta protection. The next 2 seconds felt like 2 minutes, Matrix style. Erin's first instinct was to put her forearms over her boobs and reach to the foot of the bed for her top, which means she had to sit up and bend forward toward the door, and my mom to grab her top. No doubt that she couldn't cover everything with her thin forearm and bigger than her forearm boobs. Recall my shorts were still around my ankles. My first instinct was to pull up my shorts while on my back, which meant that I threw my feet up in the air like I just don't care. Well, I did care, and it was like I was doing a neck-shoulder stand with my elbows supporting me. This meant that my back and ass faced towards my mom, and my balls were almost tucked back between my thighs, and I monkey-brained my mom. I monkey-brained her. Jazz hands. And I shot my feet upwards 2 to 3 times to try and get my shorts on more quickly, which meant that my balls jiggled more and my thighs opened and closed in rhythm, exposed to my mom. The monkey brain was bad enough, but I also showed her a slightly agape asshole that was no less exposed than the average gone wild girl, too shy to show her own pucker. And again, those leg jerks to try to get my shorts on just made my butthole cheeks open and close accordingly. It was like my asshole was playing peekaboo with my mom. With that classy display, my mom shut the door, as if Jurassic Park raptors were coming after her. Erin and I were catatonic, in shock. I honestly can't recall what she said other than, "Do you think she saw anything?" Of course she did. Denial was potent and immediate. It was all a blur after this. Erin got dressed, I finally got my shorts on like a non-artard. I opened my door slightly and I heard my mom downstairs dicing and getting dinner ready. This gave us the okay for Erin to slip out. So she did. I showered and then waited for an hour before coming down. Here's the thing about many Asian families. We don't do awkward. Well, we do awkward things, but we never talk about awkward things. It's basically like Fight Club, but for awkward situations. The first and second rules of awkward situations is you do not talk about awkward situations. Times like this, I wish I had one of those cool parents that I read about on Reddit, who make jokes to break the ice and directly address the awkwardness. There was no ice breaking. The horn of a Horaman could not break the wall at dinner. The whole night it was just curt statements and responses, no eye contact. My mom was angry, but she couldn't express it via discussion, since discussing it would be breathing life into something that never happened. In my mom's mind, I was mortified. And while I'm able to talk about awkward things, it would have been selfish to force that upon my mom. So the awkwardness just stewed, and it's still stewing. Marinating, really. We ate dinner, no words. My mom didn't finish her dinner, probably because she couldn't get the visual tea bag out of her mind, or the image of a random white girl's boobs spilling over her arm. Such is life as an Asian family. Tomorrow I head to my brother's place up north. Literally the only thing that can remedy this is time. And now my watch begins. Too long didn't read? My mom walks in on me and my GF sleeping half naked, and she sees boobs along with me upside down, teabagging her line of sight, with an element of spread b-hole to bottom it off. Being Asian, we didn't say a word of it, or anything, which let the whole awkwardness marinate even more.